Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this opportunity to speak today. On behalf of the Republic of Kazakhstan and the permanent mission of Kazakhstan to ICAO, let me sincerely thank the President of the Council, Mr. Shaketano, the Secretary General of ICAO, Mr. Salazar, as well as representatives of states who expressed condolences and the warm words of support after a tragic accident occurred on December 25th last year on the territory of my country with the Embraer 190 aircraft of Azerbaijan Airlines that was flying from Baku to Grozny. We are grateful to the ICAO leadership for their prompt response for this tragedy and timely assigning an ICAO expert to be deployed on site as an independent observer. We also express our gratitude to the permanent representatives of member states to ICAO who, in the first days of the tragic accident, expressed their willingness to assist in decoding the flight recorders. I would like to express special gratitude for the assistance and close coordination to Brazil and CENIPA in particular. Your Excellencies, from the first minutes of the accident, Kazakhstan extended a hand of assistance to the victims, showing solidarity, sincere compassion, and cohesion. Our rescuers, doctors, police officers, and the citizens acted in a coordinated, prompt manner and demonstrated professionalism and civil responsibility. Citizens of Kazakhstan lined up to donate blood for the victims. Many of our compatriots laid flowers in the embassy of Azerbaijan in Astana. His Excellency President Tokayev took this issue under personal control, and on his instructions, a government commission was immediately established, which from the first days of the accident has been working at the crash site and provided all necessary medical and psychological assistance to the injured passengers, also paid special attention to the relatives of the deceased citizens. Kazakhstan aims to conduct a comprehensive and objective investigation of this crash, strictly in accordance with the requirements of Annex 13 of the Chicago Convention. For this purpose, international experts have been invited, as well as the countries of the operator, manufacturer, and whose citizens became victims: Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Brazil, and Russia. Nowadays, the flight recorders have been decoded in Brazil and arrived to Kazakhstan. The investigation is ongoing. The preliminary report will be published soon. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much to Representative of Kazakhstan for your briefing. I believe that we cannot hide that the latter accident is characterized by some sensitiveness regarding the flight over conflict zones. I would recommend and suggest that we wait for the preliminary report. We read it, and on the basis of the preliminary report, if there is a request of the Council, we can have a more formal discussion and a formal, if you wish, decision. On this subject, for the time being, I suggested that we stop here, just to share with you the information that there are some amendments to the work program of the 234 session that will be circulated very soon. But I will not enter more in detail, otherwise we'll take the time for our briefing. So we start our briefing now, that is on the USOAP CMA operation evolution in 2022, 23, 24, and outlook for the next triennium and beyond. Let's say this briefing covers two working papers that will be presented to the Council during this session, one of which will go to the Assembly. So it's a good moment to have this briefing and to have the opportunity to analyze the status of implementation of the USOA CMA. Secretary General, I believe the floor is yours. Of course, we have met the Secretary General so many times since the beginning of the year that I've not wished him now, today, happy New Year as well to the Secretary. Let's say that we've been so closely working since just after the holidays that we forgot there were holidays no more than 3 weeks ago. Thank you very much, Secretary General.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that warm welcoming to all of us, and of course to colleagues in the Secretariat, Mr. President of the Air Navigation Commission, distinguished Council representatives, observers, and colleagues from the Secretariat. Good afternoon. And for many of you that I have not had the pleasure to meet yet, Happy New Year. And 2025 will be an interesting year ahead of us, and we look forward to work very closely with this council and with the Air Navigation Commission and with every group and panel of experts in delivering a successful year, especially as we prepare to the Assembly. Mr. President, first of all, allow me to join you in the deep sorrow that we feel with the two tragic accidents, with the loss of life and the hard lessons that we can learn from these accidents. As the President correctly was stating, we immediately expressed not only our condolences, but we approached also the delegations in order to offer any support at hand from the Secretariat and from the expertise of this organization. And I am very grateful to my colleagues in the Secretariat, and in particular to our expert in the area of accident investigation, Mr. Thor, who immediately was open to the call and immediately interrupted his leave in order to offer any support that the organization can offer as an observer to one of these investigations. And of course, the offer is also open for our colleagues in Korea. And Mr. President, coming to this afternoon briefing, informal briefing, it's a pleasure to introduce this afternoon this presentation on the ICAO Universal Safety Oversight Audit Program. And this briefing will introduce information on the progress report to the 42nd session of the Assembly for the triennium 2022 to 2024, which is contained in the Council Working Paper 15670. And this informal briefing also presents information on the plans to evolve the USOAP CMA in 2025 and the upcoming triennium, which is detailed in the Council Working Paper 15668. In this triennium, the USOAP program focused its efforts in conducting activities regarding auditing and mainly full scope audits. This provides a comprehensive status of audited states' capacity for safety oversight and to better serve states in determining their priorities for improving the safety of their own aviation systems. I would like to highlight that the USOAP prioritization process and the execution of planned activities continue to be risk-informed and results-oriented, reflecting important updates to the system and its data. The program continues to mature through the successful implementation of various recommendations received by different expert groups. This evolution strengthens the USOAP, that in turn improves the support that ICAO provides to states in determining their priorities and also to our organization, as its data and related analysis contributes to multiple processes and plans. Lastly, while this report does not have financial indicators, as you know, this important safety program of ICAO is significantly underfunded from the regular budget. Despite the valuable in-kind contributions from states with secondees, no voluntary financial contributions are received for USOAP audits, which is different from the other audit program in the Organization for Aviation Security. For the program to meet states' expectations, the number of activities needs to increase, which will require additional resources. So I feel it's very important to mention that at the outset. Another challenge of the program is the state's request for postponement of planned USOAP activities, which has a direct negative operational and financial impact on the program, and strategically on the program's objectives and effectiveness. This trend has been discouraged by the Assembly and by the Council, and reminded by myself through the recent issuance of an electronic bulletin addressing this concern. Both points that I just mentioned on the insufficient resources and activity postponements require enhanced commitment from the states to the USOAP program. At the same time, the Secretariat is being proactive in identifying areas where both the USOAP and USAP programs can be more resource efficient and forward-thinking, such as better use of data and automation, consistent with ICAO's transformational objective, and supported by several state advisory groups and the external auditors. I thank you very much for your attention this afternoon, and now I invite Ms. Michelle Merkel, the Director of the Air Navigation Bureau, to start this briefing.